Some of our biggest businessmen have gone bush to get their hands dirty in one of the country's most remote communities. Now, it's a long way from the big end of town to the red dust of Aurukun, and it was no pleasure trip for some of Australia's most powerful leaders. So, what's it all about? Well, James Thomas reports on a fact-finding mission that's left a lasting impression.
This is bigger than yours, mate. This is a lot bigger than yours.
Just get him in.
Far-flung fishing trips on the most pristine rivers in the world are the sort of things billionaires can afford and love to do.
That's a cracker, mate.
But Gerry Harvey didn't come to Aurukun to fish.
And we've gone through all these years of giving them money and it's just wasted, completely wasted.
A remote Aboriginal community on the far northwest of Cape York, Aurukun is a flashpoint for Aboriginal affairs, a history of dysfunction, violence and welfare dependency.
I just don't understand why we've gone through 50 years, at least, of being so stupid. I can't understand.
Hundreds of millions have been spent trying to lift this dusty outpost from the depths of despair. But cash handouts are not working. Something else is needed. And Gerry Harvey is not the only big name travelling a long way to advocate a more hands-on approach.
This is my own small personal attempt to do what I can to help Aboriginal people to feel like they are first-class Australians in their own country.
It's easy for first-class Australians to sign a cheque. Instead, this is hands-on. At the coalface, renovating Aurukun's library. Tony Abbott invited the country's leading business identities to join locals and pitch in.
Oh, yeah, he rang me and he said, yeah, would you like to come up? So,
Yeah.
if you get a call like that,
You do?
Yeah.
Richard Goyder is the CEO of Wesfarmers, Australia's biggest employer with 200,000 people on its payroll. He joins Gerry Harvey and his wife Katie, Fortescue CEO Nev Power, the number 2 at ANZ, Graham Hodges, the chairman of the National Australia Bank, Michael Chaney, and Westpac director, Elizabeth Henderson. Former ALP National President Warren Mundine rounded out the most high-powered working bee Australia has ever seen. And they're all buying into an idea called sweat equity.
So the essence of sweat equity is having some skin in the game, only it's not necessarily financial skin.
It's in line with welfare reforms initiated by Aboriginal statesman Noel Pearson. He was missing due to illness, but Gerry Harvey gets the idea.
I don't agree with giving people things. I think people have got to work for things and they've got to aspire. Those little black kids there, they aspire to a great life just as much as any kid in any country in the world does.
Okay, I'd like this group over here to read that sentence for me.
And now the kids are getting a chance. In Aurukun, a family's welfare can be managed if they don't send their kids to school. That and a new teaching method, direct instruction, has seen attendance rates rise from 30% to 70% in just a couple of years.
Shake their hands and say thank you.
Direct instruction will likely continue to educate the kids here. But will there be jobs for them when they grow up?
I'm going to open a Harvey Norman shop here, mate. And I'm only going to employ Indigenous people. I'm only going to sell to Indigenous people. And I'm going to make no money. Guaranteed.
Gerry's joke cuts to a serious problem. There is still no real economy in Aurukun. Mining will offer some jobs, but education remains the key, and a new library is a start. All agree that sweat equity has a future in Aurukun.
This is what is required, where we all pitch in and help to grow families, grow communities and grow a better nation.
Hands-on is the way to do it. Great stuff. That was James Thomas reporting. Stay with us on